Alright, you guys, happy Sunday. So, I've been stewing on this video for about a week now. Since I saw it, I think it was like a week ago, but I wanted to hit on it while it was still relevant because are just so many things that need to be addressed in here. Um, I find that it's coming from a very selfish standpoint, from what Demi is trying to say versus what she might have meant. There are a lot of I statements, and we'll pull it apart. I broke it up into pieces that I wanted to talk about. I watched it a couple of times. But yeah, if you guys like this content, like, subscribe, definitely let me know so that I know what videos you guys want to see. Alright, let's get into it.
So I have kind of gotten in the middle of something with this yogurt shop called The Big Chill in Century City.
And of course, because I have to, it's just too good. I think Demi needs to big chill.
Somebody who is just very passionate about what I believe in, and I've lived through enough to know when to speak up for people who don't have a voice.
Maybe you haven't if you're worried about the fact that there are nutrition labels on things, but we'll get into it.
This froyo place. Originally, I wanted to make a point, and I wanted to call out behaviors or branding things that I didn't.
Alright, so already have a problem with that I statement. The I. You have a problem. So one thing that I preach is we can focus on our locus of control, our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, our personal. That is what you have control over. It just shows like how self-centered we are as humans, that we feel that our environment should reflect how we want it to look, like how we feel, instead of worrying about us, our locus of control. If walking in and seeing nutrition labels bothers you, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be bothered by those external things, and if you are, you can change your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. And I'm sorry, Demi, you have enough money, you could send an assistant in there to buy your yogurt.
That didn't sit right with me, because the truth of the matter is, as someone that deals with an eating disorder, is in recovery from an eating disorder, I still to this day have a hard time walking into a froyo shop, ordering yogurt, and being content with it and keeping it down. I know that seems.
And I will never take away from the fact that eating disorders are horrible, they're hard. From somebody who suffered from over-restriction while I was a dancer, and then binging and boredom eating, emotional eating throughout high school, and then over-restriction to compensate for that when I got into college, and then binging because I over-restricted. I respect how difficult it can be, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be labeling food, and just because I struggled with it does not mean that obesity is not still an epidemic, and having some nutrition awareness about what you are consuming can help with your overall caloric intake and actually help with, the fact that we are trying to create a calorie deficit to lose weight and make ourselves healthier and have a better quality of life. So just because I experienced that and I struggled with it does not mean that the environment or this froyo place should change how they operate to suit me.
It's like not a huge deal to a lot of people, but for me it is. So by the time I got to the counter, after seeing so much diet stuff and health food stuff, it wasn't clear to me that it was for specific health needs. And
so here she says, I wasn't aware it was for specific health needs. She goes on to say, and you'll see it in the clip coming up, but I cut it short too quick. that if it had been marked vegan or diabetic, she would have been more comfortable. Okay, I do not agree with this, and here it is an I statement, but if I were a diabetic, I do not want to be labeled, and I do not want you to know my medical history as I walk into a froyo place and select my froyo. And what if I am diabetic and I'm not going for the diabetic froyo, and then my family's judging me? No, I want to know what's in it, whether it's sugar-free, lower in calorie, by definition, on a nutrition label. Those are defined terms. If it is lactose free. If I'm lactose intolerant, I want to know that. I don't want to have for lactose intolerant people. I want to know if it's dairy free. That's not necessarily because I'm vegan. Maybe it's because I have a milk protein allergy or something along those lines. So having just that unbiased nutrition information out there, you can actually select based on what you need and what your needs are. You can make those critical choices that use that critical thinking. So that's where it comes into play. You don't need celiacs. You can have gluten-free on things. Yes. Is that for celiacs? Yes. But maybe it happens to be lower in calorie just because of however they made it. Me as a non-celiac individual, can I not select that? No. I just want the unbiased nutrition information, that label there, so I can critically make my choice. So because she's very triggered by this, she thinks that the world should change and it should be for specific health needs and that would make her feel more comfortable. That is a very self-centered look at things, and just having your unbiased nutrition information can help serve everybody. And if you are triggered by it after having an eating disorder, I'm sorry, but you might be triggered when you go to the grocery store as well, because there's a lot of this information out there on every packaged food item. Or in her case, like I said, she makes enough money where she could easily just pay somebody to get her froyo.
Took it as, okay, I'm going into a froyo shop, I'm seeing sugar-free, I'm seeing this and that. If there was a sign that said celiac, vegan, I would have understood. That would have been clear messaging to me.
If I'm a bodybuilder on competition prep and I choose to use my Walden Farms chocolate syrup on my lower calorie froyo, I'm sorry if that triggers you, but I want to know that nutrition information. So by having that out there, they can cater to more people than just you.
Clear, I'm definitely jumped to conclusions and probably shouldn't have, gone about this the way that I have, but I'm willing to talk to this froyo shop to help get the messaging right.
And to me, that's like a really ballsy statement. Like, right in your eyes, okay? Like, who the hell are you? I am sorry, but they don't need your help. I know that you're, a star and you make a lot of money and you have a lot of clout because of that, but no, you're one individual, and this is a very selfish outlook. They should be so lucky that you're willing to work with them to get their messaging right.
Another thing that a lot of people don't know, I guess it's something that must be an LA thing. A lot of people who have struggled with anorexia, I myself, froyo was something that I would go to because it was low in calorie and it just felt safe to me.
I don't take away that anorexia is a horrible, horrible thing to be experiencing, but obesity is also an epidemic.
Froyo was something that I would go to because it was low in calorie and it just felt safe to me. I know that people struggle with froyo, with eating disorders. So that's why I'm super sensitive when I walk into a froyo place and I see diet stuff. I'm gonna be protective. I'm protective of the little girl inside of me.
So how do you navigate the grocery store?
All of this diet stuff is not okay. You're worth more than that.
Okay, so hard stop right there. Your self-worth is not in any way tied in to anything you ingest, number one. It is not tied in to what you look like on the exterior. Why people think this pisses me off. Your self-worth is something internal. It's you as a person, as an individual. It has nothing to do with your intake and nothing to do with the way you look. You have to love yourself and have great self-worth regardless of your size, regardless of what you're putting in your face. That is step one. Step one of being healthy in any capacity. Oh, ho, ho, it grinds my gears when, oh, you're worth more than this diet stuff. Well, honey, I enjoy my PB too, and I enjoy my Walden Farms. So I will continue ingesting it, and I also have great self-worth. Thanks.
I also am standing up for just anyone who struggles in LA. Like, this is.
And I stand up for correct nutrition labeling that doesn't show bias.
Fuck it. Like, this is a hard thing to live with on a daily basis. The thing about overcoming my addictions, my drug addictions, was because I don't have to, I can walk away from that and never touch it again for the rest of my life. Like, I don't ever have to do that, but I have to eat 3 times a day.
I respect the point that she's trying to make. I absolutely do. But number one, you don't have to eat 3 times a day. Just want to point that out. You can eat as many or as little times as you would like. But also, in Demi's case, I don't love this message that she's putting out. She got plenty of money. She can hire somebody if she is triggered to go to the grocery store. I am sorry. Like, you can navigate this. You really can. And I'm still vouching for correct nutrition labeling.
That will be with me for the rest of my life. I left that yogurt store and didn't get the yogurt that I wanted. And then I had a hard time the rest of the weekend. To be totally transparent. And that's
just self-centered. Boo-hoo. You didn't get the yogurt you wanted. And you had a bad weekend. Wow.
Situation that didn't sit right with me. My intuition said speak up about this, so I did. And I feel good about that. What I don't feel good about is some of the way that it's been interpreted and how the message has gotten.
She's just coming at this from a super, super selfish standpoint, and I can't stand it.
Whatever I can to work with this froyo shop if they want to help align the messaging so where I feel safe going in there and I can eat the froyo that I went in there for. I will work with them on that.
Oh boy, they should feel so honored that you're willing to work with them so that you feel safe going into their froyo shop. Alright, you guys, gonna end it here for this week. If you like this type of content, just reviewing other people's videos and the bullshit that I see that's coming up, and I've seen some real stuff, not even just from celebrities and things like that, but just from other dietitians, bodybuilders, you name it. There's a lot of junk out there on the internet, let me tell you. So if you do like things like this, just let me know, like and subscribe, and I will continue to make the videos that you guys want to see. So definitely feel free to let me know what that is, and check out my Instagram. I do a Health Tip Tuesday every Tuesday. My Instagram is below, boho_nutrition. I also do a lot of recipes and things like that, some bodybuilding content, just information and updates on my bikini prep, so on and so forth during Improvement Season 2, so you get to see that balance. But yeah, alright you guys, have a great week.